The American Dissident. I placed a sign in front of my house. Surely the neighbors don't care for that too much, and I say to hell with the neighbors. I'm not big on conformity. I'm big on truth-telling. That's where I keep my flyers. I've also placed some poems on the fence. Eventually I'll have the fence full of poems. Give the neighbors something to read when they walk by. Nice day today, a bit windy. Couple more poems. And then this one here. The best humanity has to offer. America is a solid core of corruption with a thick, fluffy mantle of diversionary culture. And the crows caw. Caw, caw, caw. The American Dissident. I am the editor and publisher. Founded in 1998. This is the sketch I did for the front cover of issue number 28, the current issue. Here's issue number 28. And on the cover is the Penn Literary Award ceremony. Why criticize Penn? Well, for one thing, Penn New England refuses to even respond to my request for some kind of assistance in helping me regain my freedom of expression in New England, here in Barnstable, especially on Cape Cod where I live, and where the American Dissident is currently published. Now, I'm ad-libbing this whole thing, and I'm not the greatest of speakers, evidently. I'm certainly much better at writing than speaking, but so be it. I thought I'd put a little YouTube up on the American Dissident website just to spice it up a tad. And you're saying, this guy spicing up the website? Give me a break. Oh well. Anyhow, founded in 1998, as a direct result of corruption experienced firsthand by me at Fitchburg State College in Massachusetts. There, not even the student newspaper would publish anything I had to write concerning the corruption I experienced as a tenure-track professor, 5 years on the job at Fitchburg, battling with corrupt deans, a corrupt college president, Vincent Mara, and professors who just didn't give a goddamn. I suppose that's typical. You'd be hard-pressed to find a ladder climber, an academic, a poet, a politician, or whatever, to give a damn about such concerns. So the American Dissident eventually became a 501c3 nonprofit organization. That cost $500. Thanks to a subscriber, I ended up a donation, I should say. I did pay the $500, and that was a waste of money because to date the American Dissident has obtained no public funding dollars whatsoever. The Massachusetts Cultural Council, for it, I don't exist. Permanent ostracizing because I have been quite critical of it and its director. The Mid-Cape Cultural Council, the Concord Cultural Council, these various organizations dependent on the Massachusetts Cultural Council. I've criticized them too. Why criticize? Well, when I see hypocrisy and fraud, I tend to speak out. Isn't that what a poet should do? The NEA, National Endowment Association, simply dismissed the American Dissident as, and I quote, low, and poor. Talk about elitists, the academic elitist judges. I think there were 6 of them who made that conclusion. I asked for a more detailed explanation of what precisely low and poor entailed. They, of course, refused to respond. Period. Total unaccountability in so many of our public organizations. So that's the funding, anyhow. What the American Dissident does seek from poets and writers are poems and essays, but different from the kinds of poems and essays that an established order magazine like Poetry Magazine or Agni or Plowshares would want. I seek and rarely ever receive from people who submit their work poems and essays that risk. What does that mean, risk? Well, a poet, writer, and artist who never risks would surely have a difficult time comprehending what the hell risk means. It's quite simple, however. Risk biting the hand that feeds, be it one's college where one works, be it the cultural council that gives out a little money, be it the, what else, community college, anything. There's so many places to risk. Risk, and then write up what you obtain from that risk. Often I obtained wonderful grist for my writer's mill from doing such risk. For example, I dared criticize my neighborhood librarian. Her policy that clearly stipulates libraries should provide material and information presenting all points of view. Well, my point of view has been permanently banned. Thus, what I criticized was certainly on target. 1 week prior to the permanent banning, when 3 cops and director Lucy Loomis entered the room where I was working alone, quietly per usual, I had disseminated an open letter to the library directors of the Clams Library System of Cape Cod, asking why not one of the libraries would subscribe to the American Dissident, published on Cape Cod, and at least in that sense, abide by their own written policy. Of course, not one of those librarians responded. Well, Lucy Loomis responded a week later with her decision to permanently ban me. I asked her for a written document regarding the banning, the reasons for it. She simply said, no, this is an oral decision. Anyhow, I was shocked that this happened, and probably many people, certainly those of the academic literary established order, simply wouldn't believe me, period. That just doesn't happen in America. Well, it does. Of course, they'd think I threatened Loomis or socked someone in the face or made loud noises in the library or who knows what. Anyhow, 9 months later, thanks to Russell Strur, a subscriber, chief barkeep of Camel Saloon, Strur obtained a document from the state record of I don't know what the hell his name is, Secretary of Records of the state of Massachusetts. And that document ordered Sturgis Library to open its records regarding me to public scrutiny. Thus, in those records, of course, I found no official document pertaining to the decision to ban me. No due process, of course, was ever provided. Ted Lowry, the president of the Library Trustees, refused to even respond to my request for due process. In those documents, there was one little email that Loomis wrote to Ted Lowry, and in it she stated that because I could become upset seemingly quite easily when 3 cops came in suddenly and one of them frisked me. Yes, I got pissed off, but because of that, she determined that I was a possible danger to the staff and public. That's essentially a quote. For the safety of the staff and public. There's a quote. 2.5 years later, of course, not one staff member or anyone in the public has been threatened by me or harmed by me in any way whatsoever. I have no criminal record. That was bullshit on Loomis's part. Period. Total unaccountability. Nobody in this town or county gives a damn, not even the Barnstable Commission, Human Rights Commission, County Human Rights Commission. John Reed, its commissar, could have given a shite about what happened to me here in his own backyard. In fact, Reed oddly told me in front of all the other commissioners that satire was illegal in Massachusetts. And I could not believe, I wish I had recorded him stating that, because that had to be the most ignorant statement I've yet heard from any of these cogs, these apparatchiks. Here's a copy of an issue that I devoted to Lucy Loomis. The front page, anyhow, front cover. There I have her depicted as a gatekeeper. Oh, she was so upset, this was prior to the banning, that I had the nerve to even imply that she might be a gatekeeper. Well, what the hell did she think she was, if not a gatekeeper? I offered her a free subscription. She rejected it, of course.
Goodbye à mes frères et mes chers titres, ils étaient condamnés dans les bancs de la prison pour les derniers j'ai rentré dans le dracan, à ce j'y condamné.